Welcome
to another episode of
Metal
Mastermind.
Here we are at part 3 of our series called Challenges Musicians Face. And in this episode, Ken and I are going to talk to you about work-life balance as a musician.
There's a great analogy for this. When it comes to work-life balance, when you give somebody an amount of time to do a job, let's say it's 6 hours or 12 hours, they will do it within that time, but they will take that full amount of time to do it. So whether or not you have 3 hours out of your day, or 6 hours, or 4 hours, or 2 hours, or 1, you will find a way to make something happen within that time based on what you're given. If you only have 1 hour to do something, you have a lot more urgency to do it. The trick is to fool yourself into thinking it must be done during that time. So what do I mean? Work time is relative. If you are standing on the basis of Newtonian time, meaning you are restricted to the amount of hours you have, sometimes it might not feel enough. But when we step into the realm of Einstein time, where time and space bend, we almost sort of have to make time to make it happen. And that goes for your job and for your family. Make the time. It's important. And you cannot do away with one or the other, lest the scales tip over. Have the integrity to know that life is not just about you. If you're a workaholic, this is hard. And if you don't work enough, this is also hard. To know that you need to spend more time on your work and less time on family, and more time on family and less time on work. Finding that balance is really, really hard, and it's up to you to figure that out. You need to try and see and work and play. Too much of one thing is not good. We've all heard this saying. You have to find some sort of way around your schedule to incorporate family time and to incorporate time for your craft.
One of the things that can just completely destroy work-life balance for us musicians is where I'm sitting at right now. In the modern era of recording music, most all of us have some sort of home studio set up in our home. Hence home studio. And as awesome as that is, as great as that is to have that capability, if you're like me, you probably find yourself spending a ton of time in here. Now, granted, you're getting some work done. You're probably getting a lot of work done, but ask yourself this question. How much real work are you getting done in the studio? Do you find yourself often just kind of noodling, just kind of messing around with your instrument? Or maybe you pull up your computer and you've got your DAW up, but then you see some little message pop up and all of a sudden you find yourself in your studio surfing the internet, or you're on social media, or you're watching a YouTube video. Of course, this is a helpful video, so it's okay. In all seriousness though, being in the studio can really kill your work-life balance. And if you have a partner, if you have a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that can sometimes get in the way because your other half is gonna feel like, well, you know, you being in your studio is more important than spending time with me. So it kind of goes back to the time management segment that we talked about earlier, which also sort of flows into the goals we talked about in the first section, and that's simply planning out your time. So if you're in your studio, make sure that time is planned. If you're gonna spend from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in your studio, okay, that's documented, it's planned out. You go spend 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. with your spouse. Maybe you're watching Netflix. Or maybe you go to the gym at that time, because we can often let being a musician affect our health as well, both mentally and physically. Now, before you go, we have a free home studio setup guide for you. You can go to the YouTube description, click that link and download your guide. And please give this video a thumbs up if you feel like this content helped you. That's Ken and I's whole purpose of the Metal Mastermind channel, is just to help you.
So be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned to Metal Mastermind. See you next time.